created us to be me.
Warning, warning.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. This is just a reminder that while we might get into some tea, some drama, this is not a tea channel. We're focused on real stories and real commentary. Now, let's get into this video. So it's been a lot going on this week between the viral videos of Cara and Megan Thee Stallion, Azealia Banks inserting herself into the mess, Young Miami versus Diddy's other girl Gina, Doja Cat, Summer Walker, Erica Banks, and whoever or whatever else might happen while I'm in the middle of doing this video. But I want to start off with Erica Banks, since I've already been discussing her this past month on my channel. So listen, I really do like, or at least want to like, Erica Banks, and I want her to do well as a rapper, but she has to want to do well for herself. Erica recently put out a new record with a music video, and instead of anyone talking about the song itself, there is drama about how the video resembles that of Thought Shit by Megan Thee Stallion. If you remember, Erica's entire come up centered around Megan Thee Stallion. Is she copying Megan Thee Stallion? Is Carl trying to remake Megan Thee Stallion? And so on and so forth. If you're lost in the story, I do have an entire playlist on Erica Banks and all of the drama surrounding how she just recently came up in the game. I put it in the cards now so you won't be confused. But with that being said, here we go again with Erica Banks. She's being accused of copying Megan again, and here's how she responded. Erica Banks this, Erica Banks that. If y'all would just pull out y'all mouth for a second, y'all would probably realize that y'all be sounding crazy. Stop being messy. Y'all been trying to knock me down for 2 years and I'm still relevant. Let it go. I'm here to stay, stink. Y'all always try to tear me down and it just never worked. And apparently y'all love a bitch because I'm always the world topic when I wake up out my sleep, literally. Now, to be honest, I don't think Erica was trying to copy Megan on purpose. I think this video was alluding to the fact that Erica recently just got a BBL. And she herself made it like a big story. And it's not like Erica should have to check in every time she has an idea and make sure it's not anything similar to Megan. But she does have to understand there's an ongoing thing with her being compared to Megan Thee Stallion. And she has played into it herself. And she has let Carl play into it as well. So, you can't get mad when blogs like The Neighborhood Talk and The Shade Room make the correlation between the two videos. So like I said, I don't think she tried to copy her. I think there are similar scenes in the videos, but not too similar. They both just had a hospital room scene, but two different concepts. But speaking on Miss Megan Pete, she and her bottom bitch Cara has set the internet, especially TikTok, just full on ablaze. It started with a Met Gala after party almost 3 weeks ago when Cara was seen dancing next to Megan, all up in her grill, and Megan had to push her up off of her. Then it went on to the Billboard Awards this past Sunday, and Cara was out here just being cringy, just doing too much, and I can show you better than I can tell you.
And let's have some applause, please.
Come on, girl.
So I know Cara from the movie Paper Towns, but she is mostly known for being a model from London. She comes from long old British money. And Cara has always been known for being like goofy, quirky, even when it wasn't cool for like a Victoria's Secret top model to do so. There have been reports that Cara is on that right, dating all the way back to like around 2013, 2014 when she was caught with a little baggie. So many people are just speculating that that is what the issue is going on right here, right now. It's definitely a lot to be doing at an award show. Like, Miss Girl, you are a celebrity. Like, you come from a lot of money. You are like a big name, actually. So why are you acting like the help? Why are you on the floor? Why are you acting like Megan Thee Stallion's assistant over in the cut? What is going on right here in this clip? But Megan is not the only woman that Cara has behaved this way to. She's also friends with Azealia Banks, and this video resurfaced after all the shenanigans with Megan Thee Stallion came up. So if you didn't know, Azealia Banks deleted her Twitter back in 2020, but a couple of nights ago, she made a new account and she was quickly asked about the Cara situation. Azealia started off okay, but it turned into a novel and she went from sticking up for Cara to just full out calling Megan Thee Stallion a horse face. So it started with someone asking her, "Can you please speak on Cara's obsession with black women? I'll buy your perfume." She said, "Cara doesn't have an obsession with black women. It's that upper crust English society full of fake and jealous white folks who were never as charismatic as she is that made fake friendships, tried sabotaging her every which way she moved, an intense jealousy of her older and extremely plain looking sister Poppy that always made Cara feel sad and lonely. Poppy would always say mad, backhanded, slick stuff and tell Cara's business to people in the industry, and I always remember Cara literally traveling the world completely alone for years. Lots of English society media took advantage of that, and there were plenty of times I would just hide Cara in my apartment for days at a time to make sure she got some deep sleep and some actual food and just wasn't thrown out amongst the wolves like that. Everyone always wanted to use Cara for what they could get from her, and luckily for her, none of them got anything substantial. Deep down, I could tell she was, like me, so used to being told you're a bad person that she began to believe those things about herself and go out her way to please people who saw her as an easy route to some fashion and British society clout, all of which they fumbled in the grand scheme of things. Cara and I just did normal stuff like dress up like mermaids, smoke, and take naps. That's my girl through and through. So at this point in her Twitter rant, she started to go off on Megan Thee Stallion. At first, I did have all the tweets lined up and I read them off, but as I'm going back and listening to this video, I realized that this is just way too low vibrational for me to even want to have in my video, because she really came for Megan for no reason. She talked about her nose, she talked about her size, she talked about Jay-Z and his artists with DV situations, so really alluding to Rihanna as well. She just really took it there for no reason, even saying certain things about how Jay-Z is treating Megan during a time of her grievance. It's just too much. So I took that part out, and if you want to see what she said, it's still on Twitter, but I will not be having that energy in my video. I just cannot do it. So I'm assuming she thinks Megan shaded Cara because she reposted this picture of her and Doja Cat from the billboards, and Cara was sitting right next to Megan, and in this photo, she was actually a part of it, but whether it was Megan or whether it was somebody else, she ended up getting Diddy cropped out the photo. It seemed to me that Megan reposted this and that she didn't post it herself, but I guess some could say that it is shade because Megan probably knew that Cara was posing for the picture as well, or maybe she didn't. I don't know, because Cara comes off as the type of person that will ask you like a question while you're heavily talking to somebody else and you end up ignoring her even though you don't mean to, even though that don't mean you don't like her, but it's like you just gotta kind of ignore them sometimes because they just do too much. So that's why I say maybe Megan didn't know that Cara was in the picture. Maybe she thought that was the picture. I don't know. But even still, did that warrant the comments about Megan's appearance, like her nose, her weight? Does Cara's past struggles make her behavior any less cringy? No, ma'am. I'm not surprised because Azealia doesn't like Megan. She has some good points sometimes, but it doesn't go over well because her delivery is horrible and she always takes it the extra mile that it doesn't need to go. All those comments about Megan's appearance just because you think she may have shaded Cara, which is unnecessary. Talking about this girl's nose as if she needs a nose job, talking about her size, when in reality there's nothing wrong with Megan's nose, nothing wrong with her face, nothing wrong with her body. She doesn't need to change a thing about herself because she looks good how she is. And even if it was her who purposely cropped Cara out, she has every right to do so because that girl was acting weird. And as for Cara, I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what she's been through. Hopefully she gets it together. I don't know. Maybe she needs some milk. Moving on to my girl Doja. So a lot of Doja's fans have been worried about her overall health, mentally and physically, especially since she announced that she was quitting music. Fans have noticed that Doja cannot be seen without her vape pen and has been worried that she might actually have an addiction, and it turns out that they were completely right, and her addiction has caused her to have to cancel all of her summer shows. So what had happened is she had gotten an infection in her tonsils before the vape and continued to vape afterwards, causing her to need surgery from abscess and then just damaging her tonsils even more by continuing to vape even though they were inflamed. And if you've seen the clips of her at the BBMAs, she couldn't even go up to accept her award without taking a hit of her vape and drink. And I feel like that's a little sad, and that says a lot. So I hope she can get herself together. Obviously, Doja has some stuff going on, and her mental health, her physical health is all more important than her career. It's more important than these concerts. But I'm still kind of in my feelings because I was trying to be front and center at one of her concerts. But it's okay because I'm 4'11", and somebody probably would have stepped on me. And so maybe that was the universe just looking out for me. Anyway, while Doja's fans are consoling her for her issues, Summer Walker fans and her boyfriend are mad as hell that the pop princess Doja swept the R&B awards, including the top female R&B artist. I'm sure most of y'all have heard of this by now, but Summer's boyfriend Larry took to his Instagram story to express how he felt, asking Billboard why and how did Doja receive R&B awards over Summer Walker. He also talked about how Summer surpassed Lemonade and screenshotting someone telling him it's because Doja is Palm and so she won over a full melanated girl. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I think it more so has to do with her being black, because more melanated pop stars rarely ever get recognition as being an actual pop star. We know that the face of pop music consistently is this, but pop music literally just means popular music. Doja Cat is a pop rap artist with more pop songs and therefore should be put in the pop category. But nah, we not gonna have Miss Biracial up against the Dua Lipas. She must go in the appropriate urban category, R&B, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's unfair to the actual R&B artists, but I'm not surprised. Summer did respond, basically agreeing with her man, and also congratulated Doja Cat, which is great. So moving along. Young Miami also had some drama spurred from the BBMAs because her sugar pappies, other woman, or one of, decided to post Diddy giving her a little smooch. Now this girl, Gina, she's had dealings with Diddy for years. She was with him while he was with Cassie, and she is said to be a big part of the reason why Cassie ultimately left. She also did an interview with Tasha K back in 2019 detailing how Diddy allegedly physically and emotionally hurt her in different ways, but nonetheless, she's back with him now and apparently shading Miami. So Mr. Sean Combs actually hosted the BBMAs this year, and Gina, as well as the City Girls, were there. Gina decided to post about her quote-unquote baby daddy hosting the award show. I guess this was a little dig at Miami and that she had been trying to poke at her, because this is what ensued after. So Miami said, "Somebody please get this girl some attention." And Gina replied and said, "If there's anybody seeking attention, it's you." Miami went on to say, "Attention? Girl, I am the attention. Let's be clear. Notice me please type girl, sit down. We see you, relax. It's okay. You've been around, just around for years. You've been waiting on this moment. If he can't make you famous, then I ain't. I ain't arguing with no girl that got cheap lint ball carpet in a house effing on a billionaire." And then Saucy Santana added in his 2 cents. JT threw in some shade as well. Then Gina said, "Why you so pressed, mama? I thought you was a city girl." And Young Miami replied and said, "I am. That's why I F with your N and ain't coming off him. I don't care how many pics you post." Gina also said, "SMD, I don't care." And Young Miami said, "Get that head, bread, and leave." Then Gina, for some strange reason, decided to make a track. Now we know that's probably not going to go anywhere. And now I get that Miami feels like she don't want nobody trying to play with her, but this is not really coming off as real city girl behavior. I get her comeback to when Gina said that, but if I was Miami, I just wouldn't have given this girl any attention, because a lot of us either have forgotten about her, don't talk about her, or flat out just don't know who this girl is. I didn't know who she was until this little altercation happened, and I'm not sure if there's more that's going on behind the scenes. Who knows? But I guess I won't deduct any points, so City Girl's still up 5 million. People always talking about how the rap girls rap it but don't live it, but Miss Miami, she's mostly living up to her City Girl title, especially with this thing going on with Diddy. And with that being said, let me know what you think about all the hot topics in this video. Drop down in the comment section and leave your thoughts, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
And if you call me a bitch, make sure you put baddest in front of it.
She back to the bone.
Buenas noches.